Hey, this your boy Big Dog Talk Sports, and this is an episode of Sports Tawkin Podcast. Subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, leave your thoughts in the comments about the episode. We got football season here. Well, we got NFL football season here. You know, it begins tonight with the Chiefs and the Lions. College football already began. I'm excited, man. You know, I love football, man. We're going to get into my 2023 NFL predictions. We're going to talk about Deion Sanders. Please subscribe to the channel. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Check out the episode. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Let's get to it. All right, man. Let's talk about Deion Sanders, man. First of all, shout out to the Colorado Buffaloes. They start the season off 1-0. They got a big game versus the Nebraska Cornhuskers, I believe, this week. I know a lot of eyes will be on that game. But let's talk about Deion Sanders, man. I'm seeing a lot of people wanting to see Deion Sanders fail. Y'all weird, man. Y'all are weird. You know, Deion Sanders getting a lot of backlash and, like, you know, you got some people who still upset he left Jackson State. You know, people like Jason Whitlock and, you know, Mad Dog Russo. They against Deion Sanders. And now, you can like whoever you want to like, right? I believe we all have a human right to feel how we want to feel about anything. I don't feel like anybody has to like you for whatever reason. But then you see, you know, people like Mad Dog Russo say, man, I'm rooting against Deion Sanders because he pretty much feel like Deion Sanders is getting too much props. It's insane, man. Now, you don't have to root for Deion Sanders. I'm rooting for Deion Sanders. I know there's a lot of other people who's rooting for him, but how could you root against him? I'm not saying you got to be a Colorado Buffaloes fan or a primetime Deion Sanders fan or anything, but to just root against him just because you want to see him fail, like, that's y'all weird, man. And to all my people, when I say my people, I'm an Afro-American. To all my people who's upset that he left Jackson State. Oh, man, he turned his back. You see people like Umar Johnson, or he turned his back on the black community and the movement. Y'all sound stupid. Get out of here, man. That man did a lot while he was at Jackson State for those 3 years. Y'all ridiculous. If I'm not mistaken, he used some of his own money that he was getting paid from his own salary to help the program. He brought a lot of money to that school. He brought a lot of money to that the SWAC conference. He helped bring a new TV deal. Helped bring more money to HBCUs. I'm not saying he did everything all by himself, but let's cut the crap, man. Deion Sanders is prime time. He was prime time on the field. He's prime time off the field. He deserves to take advantage of an opportunity that's given to him. He shouldn't have to stay in one spot. Y'all coming out, oh, he sold us out, man. Shut up, man. Shut up. Y'all sound dumb, man. And I was so happy when Colorado beat TCU. And this not nothing against TCU. That could have been TCU. That could have been Alabama. That could have been Syracuse. That could have been Hawaii. Whoever. I'm so happy they got that first win, man. They won that first game. So y'all can at least spend the first week of the season upset and sad and be pathetic. It's a hateful world we in, man. Mad Dog Russo, he wants to see Deion Sanders fail. It's insane. Like I said, you can feel how you want to feel about anybody for any reason. But to want to see somebody fail, that's crazy, man. You have a right to do that, but it's insane to me, man. We in a crazy world, man. I gotta make sure I stay tuned to watch that game. It's coming on 11 o'clock my time. I don't think I have anything to do Saturday that I can remember that I need to do. If I do, I'll try to get it done sometime before the game. I'm gonna enjoy the game, man. See what Deion Sanders up to. I damn sure ain't watching the Florida Gators, I tell you that. I grew up being a Florida Gators fan. I ain't watching them, bro. I'm about sick of them. Florida program got to get together. But anyway, back to Deion Sanders, man. Always hear about how great of a guy Deion Sanders is, a great dad, a great friend. He's arguably the greatest football player of all time. Now, I know we mostly go with quarterbacks, but Deion Sanders, he's up there, man. There's only a few players that I'll entertain the conversation of greatest NFL player of all time. Tom Brady, Jerry Rice, Lawrence Taylor, Deion Sanders. There might be a couple of other ones here and there I can't think of the top of the head, but Deion Sanders is one of them. And right now he's showing that he on his way to being one of the greatest coaches in college football history. And I love it. And guess what? You don't have to like it. Learn to love it. Now, Colorado didn't win the national championship now. They won one game, but overall, in the grand scheme of things, they haven't accomplished anything yet. Now, I'm not expecting them to win the national championship, but, man, I'm just happy. I just want to see what Deion going to do, man. I hope he get the success. Let's see what here, Colorado, Travis Hunter, let's see what they do, man. And speaking of Travis Hunter, let's go with the college football week 1 Big Dog Player of the Week. So for NCAA football's week 1 Big Dog Player of the Week, it was actually a tough decision because, Colorado had 2 players that I could have gave this to. One was Deion Sanders, quarterback. I mean, he threw for, over 500 yards and 4 touchdowns in that big win against TCU. But, man, I might have to roll with Travis Hunter, man. Yeah, man, I'm rolling with Travis Hunter for week 1's Big Dog Player of the Week. This man played, 144 total plays in that game against TCU? Played on both sides of the ball, man. And he wasn't just out there just running around either. Like, he played, a lead on both sides of the ball. As a wide receiver, he had 11 catches, 119 yards. And then on the defensive side of the ball, he had interception, and he forced 3 incompletions. So I got to roll with Travis Hunter. He's college football's week 1 Big Dog Player of the Week. Shout out to Travis Hunter. All right, y'all, let's talk some NFL football, man. It's time for me to give my 2023 predictions. And I want y'all to give me y'all predictions in the comment section. First, I want to predict all division winners in the NFL this season. We're going to start with the NFC. The NFC North, I got the Detroit Lions. Yes, that sounds crazy to predict the Detroit Lions to win anything, right? Especially, the past few years. Last year they finished, 9-8? But they finished the season winning 8 of their last 10 games. Jared Goff, he threw for over 4,900 yards They had the fifth best offense in the NFL last year as far as scoring. The defense was trash, but they addressed that defense this year in the offseason. They got C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Manuel Mosley. They drafted Jack Campbell out of Iowa. I'm expecting him to have an immediate impact his rookie season. They still got big Adrian Hutchinson coming off his great rookie season from last year. Anything short of the playoffs for the Lions is a disappointment. I'm not saying they have to win the Super Bowl. I'm not predicting them to win the Super Bowl, but I got the Detroit Lions winning the NFC North for sure. Let's take it to the NFC East. Even though the Dallas Cowboys, they have a say in this division, I'm going to roll with the Philadelphia Eagles to win again. I think Jalen Hurts and the Eagles they may have the best roster in the NFL. It was funny, man. They lost a lot of people last year. When the team gets successful, other teams start, picking off, some of their best players. They lost Miles Sanders, they running back. They lost T.J. Edwards, Jason Hargrave, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Marcus Epps. But they read up, though, man. They added Nicholas Morrow, Terrell Edmonds. They drafted Jalen Carter in the first round. Jalen Hurts, he's still there. I'm looking at him to improve even more. He's been improving every year since he got in the league. I'm looking for him to even get better. I got the Philadelphia Eagles winning the NFC East, man. Like I said, the Cowboys is going to have a say. But then again, it depends on what Dak Prescott we get. They can't get that Dak Prescott from last year. They can't. Not to win the NFC East. The Eagles might not only be the best team in the NFC East division, but they may be the best team in the NFL, period. Let's go to the NFC West. You got to roll with the San Francisco 49ers. I don't really see anybody else winning this division unless San Francisco suffer through the injuries again. I know they hated the way their season ended last year. Couldn't even really compete against the Eagles in the NFC conference championship game. Didn't even have a quarterback that could compete and throw the ball. But unless that happens, you can't predict injuries. So I'm going to roll with the San Francisco 49ers winning the NFC West. The NFC South, I think we pretty much all predict the NFC South. Overall, that's a division to be trash. And I think the Saints are probably the favorites to NFC South, to win the NFC South maybe. I don't know, man. There's really no good teams in the NFC South. At least not right now. Maybe I get proven wrong as the season progresses. But I'm actually rolling with the Carolina Panthers. I think they're going to win the NFC South. But they're not going to be like dominant to where they just winning 13 games or anything like that. They got a rookie, Bryce Young, leading the offense. I think they're going to win, quote unquote, by default, because I don't really feel any teams as a threat in that division. I know Derek Carr going to the Saints. I think a lot of people is expecting the Saints to improve with Derek Carr. I'm not a big believer in Derek Carr myself. He's not a bad quarterback or anything like that. I honestly kind of think he got an unfair shake with the Raiders. He deserves some blame, but I think he got a little too much blame with that organization. But I'm still not on the hype train or anything like that with Derek Carr. Tampa Bay, Tom Brady's retired. I think Carolina's going to win this division by default. So the NFC North, have the Detroit Lions. Now, don't get me wrong, the Vikings are still there. They lost Dalvin Cook, but the Vikings are still there. I just think Detroit is going to make that jump this year. I got the Eagles taking over the NFC East once again. I have the San Francisco 49ers winning the NFC West. And then I got the Carolina Panthers winning the NFC South. Those are my division predictions for the NFC. All right, so let's get to the American Football Conference, the AFC. So we're going to start with the North Division. I got to roll with Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals. the Bengals might be the best team in the AFC this year. Now, of course, Patrick Mahomes is still alive and breathing. He's still in the Kansas City Chiefs uniform. I feel like he's Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant in the NFL right now. I don't care how much better your roster may be compared to his. I feel like he still can get the job done. But as of right now, I got the Bengals winning the end of the AFC North. I have the Miami Dolphins. Yes, the Miami Dolphins winning the AFC East. I know the New York Jets is getting the hype, and they deserve it. When you add Aaron Rodgers, you add Dalvin Cook, and that roster they have with the Jets. Because even last year, I felt like the Jets would have been a pretty good team here if they had a quarterback that was at least just above average. Not even great, just above average. But now they got a great quarterback in Aaron Rodgers. He's not in his prime. Obviously, he's getting up there in age, but he's still a great quarterback. But a lot of people forget, before Tua starts suffering through those injuries, and I say Tua because I be having a hard time pronouncing his last name, to be honest with you. Is it Viola? You know who I'm talking about, Tua, man. Tua, in my opinion, was the most valuable player in the NFL until the injuries started happening. The Miami Dolphins were cooking. Tua, Tyreek Hill, Waddle. The Dolphins was cooking, bro. And then the injuries happened, and, they start falling apart a little bit towards the end of the season. If Tua can stay healthy, not get the concussions and stuff, and he get picked off from where he left off at before he started getting hurt, I expect the Dolphins to cook again. Now, unfortunately, Jalen Ramsey, who they picked up, he's injured. He's going to be injured for a while. But I got the Dolphins winning the AFC East. I know everybody's saying the Jets. Buffalo's still there. But I got the Dolphins, man. A lot of people forgetting how good the Dolphins, how great they was playing, bro. So I'm going to roll with the Dolphins winning the AFC East. I know I'm probably going to be in the minority in that, but these are my predictions. If I'm wrong, hey, whatever. So I got the Miami Dolphins winning the AFC East. The AFC West, you got to roll with the Chiefs. You have to predict the Chiefs. Now, if it don't happen, it just don't happen. But when has it not happened? When's the last time it hasn't happened? Where the Chiefs wasn't a favorite. Patrick Mahomes is that guy, man. And it seemed like they're getting lesser and lesser talented with their receiver core right now. But Patrick Mahomes, man. So I'm going to continue picking the Kansas City Chiefs until somebody else takes over. 'Cause I don't see it happening this year at all. Then you go to the AFC South. I got to roll with the Jacksonville Jaguars. I got to roll with Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Last season, they stole the division championship from the Tennessee Titans. And really can't even say they stole it because the Tennessee Titans, they gave it to them. Started losing all those games in a row, and Jacksonville started winning all those games in a row. And then Trevor Lawrence led the Jaguars to one of the greatest comebacks in NFL playoff history. So they got to, they got to bounce back with that momentum coming from last year. And, I got Jacksonville winning the South. So AFC North, I got the Cincinnati Bengals. AFC East, I got the Miami Dolphins. AFC West, I'm rolling with the Kansas City Chiefs. And the AFC South, I'm rolling with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Tell me who y'all got winning these divisions. All right, so it's time for me to predict which team's going to make the NFL playoffs this year. 7 teams, they make the playoffs for each conference. I'm going to begin with the NFC. I have the San Francisco 49ers getting the number 1 seed this year. I think the 49ers is going to dominate the NFC West, and they will be the best team in the NFC record-wise. Number 2, I have the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, don't get me wrong. These guys can very well be the number 1 seed. But I believe the NFC East is a tougher division than the NFC West. So they're going to have a couple more fights within their division than the 49ers are. At least that's what I'm predicting. But Philadelphia may still be the best team, though. But I got them being the number 2 seed in the NFC. Number 3, I'm going to roll with the Detroit Lions because they're going to win their division, the NFC North. So I think they're going to take the number 3 seed. The Carolina Panthers, they're going to take the 4th seed. Not because they're the 4th best team in the NFC, simply because each division winner get a home game in the first round. So then I feel like the 5th seed is going to be the Dallas Cowboys. They're going to be the 2nd best team in the NFC East. And they're going to be facing Carolina in the first round. The number 6 seed, I'm going to roll with the New York Giants. I think they improved their offense. Daniel Jones, he's going to have a couple more weapons. I look for the Giants to take that 6th seed. And then the last spot in the NFC playoffs is going to be the Minnesota Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings is still a good team. They just don't scare me as somebody to be afraid of to play in the playoffs. But they are a good team. I think they would take that last spot in the NFC. All right, so let's go to the AFC side of things. And these are the 7 teams I believe will make the playoffs. So the number 1 seed, I'm rolling with the Cincinnati Bengals. I believe they have a Super Bowl caliber team this year. I believe they will have the best record in the American Football Conference. So I have them at the 1st seed. The number 2 seed, I'm rolling with the Miami Dolphins. I believe in Tua. Let's hope he can shake the injury bug. I believe the Dolphins could be the 2nd best team in the AFC. Number 3, I'm rolling with the Kansas City Chiefs. The roster not looking as good as it was last year, but they still got Patrick Mahomes. They need to get the Chris Jones deal done. The Kansas City Chiefs, they always going to be a contender for the championship as long as Patrick Mahomes is under center. That's a fact. And the 4th seed, I'm rolling with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence is going to get these guys to the playoffs again. I'm not expecting Jacksonville to be a great team, but I'm looking for them to actually be a good team this year. You know, they made a big comeback towards the end of the season to fight to get to the playoffs. They made that big comeback against the Chargers in the playoffs. I'm looking for Trevor Lawrence to build off of that. The 5th seed, and it's not because they're the 5th best team in the AFC, but this is how the seeding works. All division winners get the first 4 seeds. That's just how it goes. It doesn't go by record. But I'm rolling with the New York Jets. They're going to be the 5th seed, and they're going to be a dangerous 5th seed as well. They're going to be a dangerous 5th seed, but I got the New York Jets taking that 5th seed in the AFC. The number 6 team, I got the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. I'm looking for these guys to be a dangerous team as well. People not really talking about the Ravens, but the Ravens is going to be a dangerous team. The last seed is the Buffalo Bills at number 7. Buffalo is still a dangerous team. I don't trust Josh Allen like that in the big games in the playoffs, but you can't deny he's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Buffalo is one of the best teams in the NFL. I got them as the 7th seed. And they're not the 7th best team in the conference. It's just how the seeding works. So I got them finishing 7th. So those are my predictions for the teams I believe going to make the postseason this year in NFL. Tell me who y'all got making it to the playoffs in the comment section. All right, so let me give my prediction for the NFL season opener tonight. We have the Detroit Lions facing the Kansas City Chiefs. We can see the new and improved Lions, man. See what they do. The Chiefs, they coming off winning the Super Bowl. Travis Kelce, he suffered an injury. Chris Jones, he's expected to still be holding out. He's not really expected to play. I might have to roll with the Lions edge in this game. I'd say maybe 27-24 Detroit. But don't get it twisted, man. If Patrick Mahomes, he does magic on the field, man. But I might have to roll with the Lions winning the season opener against the Chiefs. Especially if Chris Jones not playing. Travis Kelce, he suffered it through the injury. So I got the Lions taking the upset against Kansas City week 1. And this is episode 6 of the Sports Tawkin Podcast. Thanks to everybody that support. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Share it. Salute to everybody out here, man. Football season is here. Big Dog out.